With more than 20 recognized species, members of the wild canini subfamily have left their footprints across the globe, everywhere except Antarctica. But one particularly debated member in the scientific community is making a strong presence in Australia. Stick with us until the end of the video and let us know where you stand on this remarkable canid. And right now, let's dive in and explore all 20+ species of wild dog, including the one controversial breed from Australia. The Canini subfamily is currently the only surviving branch within the Canidae family. Within this group, there are two major evolutionary lineages, Vulpini and Canini. The Canini tribe later branched out further, giving rise to a prominent subtribe called Canina, which includes the so-called wolf-like canids. This group currently includes living genera such as Canis, Kuan, Lycaon, and Lupulella. The red wolf is the only native wolf species in the United States and is also one of the most critically endangered carnivores in the world. Its evolutionary origins remain widely debated, but recent genetic analyses suggest that it may be a distinct species, branching off from a common ancestor shared with the gray wolf and the eastern wolf, also known as the timber wolf. The red wolf was declared extinct in the wild in 1980 due to agricultural expansion, deforestation, predator control, and unregulated interbreeding with coyotes. In 1987, a reintroduction program was launched in northeastern North Carolina, marking the world's first effort to return a large carnivore species, once extinct in the wild, back into its natural habitat. Although the reintroduction program helped the wild population peak at over 120 individuals in the early 2010s, their numbers have since dropped sharply due to illegal shootings, interbreeding with coyotes, and political pressure from local communities. As of 2024, fewer than 25 individuals are estimated to remain in the wild. Meanwhile, the coyote is one of the most adaptable and resourceful carnivores in the North American ecosystem. Originally native to the Nearctic ecological region, coyotes were once confined to the grasslands and deserts of western North America. However, since the 20th century, this species has rapidly expanded its range across the continent, now stretching from Alaska all the way down to Panama, and is present in every one of the continental United States. In urban areas, they often take advantage of household waste, abandoned pets, and fruit from backyard gardens, while also helping to keep populations of feral cats and rodents in check. However, the gray wolf, the largest wild canid species still existing today, stands as the apex predator within its native habitats. The gray wolf's original range once spanned across North America and Eurasia. Due to habitat loss and hunting pressures driven by livestock protection and perceived security concerns, its current range has shrunk to roughly 1/3 of its historical extent. Gray wolves primarily feed on large to medium-sized wild ungulates. In Europe, their diet includes a high proportion of medium-sized wild ungulates, such as wild boar, roe deer, and chamois. Each species making up approximately 21 to 24% of their total food intake. In Asia, domesticated animals like yaks, horses, and poultry account for up to half of their diet. The gray wolf is the most specialized canid when it comes to cooperative hunting. They possess sharp eyesight and acute hearing, capable of detecting prey from up to 16 kilometers away in open areas and 9.7 kilometers in dense forests. A wolf's nose can distinguish between 25,000 and 80,000 different scents per minute, an extraordinary advantage when tracking prey, locating separated young animals, or sensing the presence of rival predators. They typically hunt in packs and are capable of bringing down a fully grown moose weighing up to 500 kilograms. However, field data suggests that breeding pairs or lone individuals often have higher hunting success rates than large packs due to more flexible coordination and reduced internal competition. A widely held belief during the 20th century portrayed wolf packs as groups of constantly competing individuals vying for dominance. According to this view, only a pair known as the alpha wolves, the alpha male and alpha female, were allowed to breed. However, this idea mainly stemmed from observations made in captivity, where unrelated wolves were kept together in artificial, unnatural environments. In such settings, dominance-based behavior was common, but it did not reflect the true social nature of wolves in the wild. Long-term studies of wild wolf populations in North America have offered a more accurate perspective. Researcher L. David Meck and many behavioral ecologists have confirmed that in the wild, a wolf pack functions as a tightly knit family. Within this structure, adult wolves share responsibilities according to a well-defined division of roles. Males mainly focus on hunting, food storage, and territory defense, while females concentrate on nurturing, caring for, and protecting the pups. And now, here comes a truly unique species you've been waiting for, the dingo. Its ancestors were once domestic dogs that began a process of rewilding after migrating from island Southeast Asia to Australia around 300 years ago. While its official classification remains debated, many scientists today recognize the dingo as a form of feral dog rather than a true wild dog. It is believed to have descended from domesticated ancestors that returned to a wild lifestyle and adapted to natural ecosystems. Dingoes are widely distributed across mainland Australia, except for the southeastern region, Tasmania, and parts of the southwest. Populations considered genetically pure have been identified on Fraser Island and in the Tanami Desert areas, with little evidence of hybridization with domestic dogs. The dingo has a highly varied diet, with reports documenting consumption of 107 different species, primarily mammals. 10 key prey species make up as much as 80% of its diet, including the red kangaroo, swamp wallaby, cattle, and the European rabbit. This dietary flexibility highlights the dingo's important ecological role in Australia as a top predator, helping to regulate populations of small to medium-sized mammal species. So what do you think? Should the dingo truly be recognized as a distinct species of wild dog? Or is it better understood as a feral version of the domestic dog? The complexity of canid classification is also evident in the case of the African wolf. For decades, it was mistakenly considered a subspecies of the golden jackal A species native to the Eurasian continent. However, in 2011, genetic research published by Runis and colleagues revealed that the animal previously identified as the Egyptian golden jackal actually belonged to a distinct species, with a range not limited to Egypt. Further analysis in 2015 confirmed the African wolf as a genetically independent species, more closely related to the gray wolf and the coyote than to the golden jackal. Africa is also the final stronghold of the Ethiopian wolf, one of the world's rarest and most threatened canid species. This species is found only in the Ethiopian highlands, with a limited distribution across mountain ranges such as the Bale Mountains, where an estimated 120 to 160 individuals remain. They are also scattered throughout the Simien Mountains and regions including Arsi, Gojam, Shoa, and Mount Guna. The International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, lists the Ethiopian wolf as endangered, as it faces threats from disease, habitat loss, population fragmentation, and hybridization with domestic dogs. In contrast, the golden jackal, also known as the common jackal, is one of the most widely distributed canid species across the Eurasian continent. It plays an important ecological role in various semi-arid, grassland, and forest edge ecosystems, stretching from the Indian subcontinent to southeastern Europe. Recent records have documented roaming or breeding individuals appearing in countries such as Spain, France, and Finland, as well as in subarctic and Arctic regions of Norway and Russia. Following Canis is another evolutionary branch, Kuan, represented today by a single surviving species, the dhole. This species is highly social, living in large packs, but unlike the gray wolf, it does not maintain a rigid dominance hierarchy. Within a dhole pack, multiple females may reproduce. Packs typically consist of around 12 individuals, though in some cases, groups of more than 40 have been documented. Dholes primarily prey on medium to large-sized ungulates, but they also consume small rodents, rabbits, insects, lizards, and fruit. Their speed, stamina, and coordinated group tactics allow them to achieve a remarkably high hunting success rate, sometimes reaching up to 90%. Dholes once ranged widely across Asia, from Siberia and Central Asia to Southeast Asia. However, their range has contracted by about 80% since the early 20th century. Today, the dhole is listed as endangered in the IUCN Red List, with fewer than 2,500 mature individuals estimated to remain in the wild. Currently, they survive only in scattered protected areas across countries including India, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Malaysia, and parts of China. A similar situation is unfolding for the African wild dog, the only surviving species of the genus Lycaon. Since 1990, it has been listed as endangered on the IUCN Red List, with only about 6,600 mature individuals remaining in the wild. Of these, fewer than 400 are distributed across 39 small, scattered populations. African wild dog packs operate under a cooperative, community-based structure. Their primary prey includes medium-sized ungulates such as impalas, but they are capable of taking down animals up to 5 times their own body weight when working in close coordination. They hunt in packs, typically ranging from 6 to 20 individuals, though groups of over 40 have been observed using tightly synchronized tactics to bring down prey. Unlike most species in the genus Canis, the African wild dog has only 4 toes on its front feet, lacking the dew claw, and features fused central toe pads, an anatomical adaptation for a pursuit-based hunting lifestyle. They can maintain an average chase speed of up to 48 kilometers per hour over distances of around 5 kilometers, and reach bursts of 60 to 72 kilometers per hour over shorter spans. Thanks to their long legs and large lung capacity, they show remarkable endurance during extended hunts. Their hunting efficiency is striking, with success rates ranging from 70 to 90%. Among species known for cooperative hunting and complex social structures, which wild dog stands as the most efficient predator? The dhole, the African wild dog, or the gray wolf? As one of the lesser-known branches of the Caninae subfamily, Lupulella is a genus endemic to Africa and includes 2 extant species. The side-striped jackal is primarily found in dry forest, savanna, and shrubland habitats across Central and East Africa. In contrast, Lupulella mesomelis, the blackback jackal, has a wider range extending from southern Africa all the way to the Horn of Africa. The bush dog's body is unlike that of any other canid. With a low-slung frame and webbed feet, it ranks among the most skilled swimmers in the canid family. This adaptation allows it to thrive in wetland habitats home to many large rodent species such as capybaras and pacas. Today, the bush dog is found from Costa Rica in Central America, throughout much of South America east of the Andes, reaching as far south as central Bolivia, Paraguay, and southern Brazil. However, it remains rare across most of its range, except for a few areas with higher densities such as Suriname, Guyana, and Peru. Meanwhile, the maned wolf stands out with its tall build-shoulder height around 60 centimeters and body length ranging from 95 to 120 centimeters. The tall grasslands it inhabits, with clumps of grass reaching nearly 1 meter high, demand a long-legged frame for effective movement. It is primarily found in the Pampas and Cerrado regions of Central South America, including Brazil, Bolivia, Paraguay, and Argentina. Uniquely, the maned wolf is an omnivore, with about 50% of its diet made up of fruit, especially the wolf apple. By dispersing seeds from fruits like the wolf apple, it plays an important role in maintaining and regenerating native plant life. However, maned wolf populations could decline by up to 30% in the next 15 years due to habitat fragmentation. So between the maned wolf and the Ethiopian wolf, which one do you think is more unique and holds greater ecological conservation value? Although its outward appearance bears some resemblance to the bush dog, genetic analyses show that the short-eared dog is more closely related evolutionarily to the crab-eating fox. All three species share ancestral origins east of the Andes, a rich evolutionary hotspot for South American canids. The short-eared dog is the sole member of the genus Adolophinus and is endemic to the Amazon basin, primarily inhabiting undisturbed tropical rainforests in Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, Brazil, and Colombia. Some reports also indicate its presence in the upper Orinoco River region of Colombia and Venezuela, as well as the Rio Paraná Basin in Mato Grosso, Brazil. Among South American canids, the most prominent are the South American foxes of the genus Ecological. Although commonly referred to as foxes, the species in this genus are not true foxes of the genus Vulpes, but are in fact more closely related to true wolves of the genus Canis and jackals of the genus Lupulella. Ecological currently includes 6 extant species, each adapted to a variety of habitats. The hoary fox lives mainly in Brazil's Cerrado ecosystem and transitional zones like the Pantanal, well adapted to mixed grasslands, semi-deciduous forests, and Cerrado woodlands. The Sichuran fox inhabits the coastal deserts of Peru and southwestern Ecuador. It is a rare desert-dwelling fox, adapted to arid environments and limited food resources. Darwin's fox is the smallest species in the genus and has strict habitat requirements, primarily residing under dense canopy in the Valdivian temperate rainforest. It is also the most endangered canid in South America, with an estimated adult population of fewer than 1,000 individuals, fewer than 100 on the mainland, and under 500 on Chiloé Island. In contrast, the Pampas fox is one of the most widespread Ecological species, found across the Pampas grasslands from Argentina to Paraguay and southern Brazil. The South American gray fox, also known as the Chilla, or Patagonian fox, is widely distributed in southern Chile and Argentina. It is highly adaptable to cold, dry conditions, thriving in environments ranging from semi-deserts to agricultural landscapes. But the most distinctive and emblematic species in the genus Ecological is the culpeo, the largest member of the group and the second largest native canid on the continent, surpassed only by the maned wolf. The culpeo's large size and characteristic body shape are believed to be the result of selective pressures in South America, where native rodents like common dagus and other lagomorphs dominate the prey base. It has a wide distribution, ranging from nothofagus temperate rainforests and littoral and chaparral shrublands to arid deserts, the high altiplano near the treeline, and even the Amazon rainforest margins. Its ability to spread far beyond the Andes into the Patagonian plain is partly due to its role in regulating populations of European rabbits, an introduced species. Ecologically, the culpeo operates within a source-sink dynamics framework. Heavily exploited areas act as aim sinks, but are continually supported by migration from stable source habitats, enabling the species to persist over time, even when some regions face heavy environmental impact. More modest in scope is the genus Cerdocyon, represented solely by the crab-eating fox. True to its name, it often feeds on crustaceans during the rainy season, while shifting its diet to insects during the dry season. This species ranges from Colombia and Venezuela, down through Paraguay, Uruguay, and northern Argentina. In Brazil, it is found nearly everywhere except the deep interior of the Amazon rainforest, the stronghold of the short-eared dog. Among them, the bat-eared fox is the sole representative of the genus Autochthon and stands as a unique evolutionary symbol of the arid and semi-arid regions of East and Southern Africa. Its most distinctive feature is its oversized ears, measuring between 11 and 13 centimeters, which are packed with blood vessels to enhance hearing and help regulate body temperature in hot environments. This species feeds primarily on insects, with harvester termites making up 80 to 90% of its diet. It can also obtain water directly from the insects it consumes. Even more unique is the genus Nyctereutes, commonly known as raccoon dogs, which are often mistaken for raccoons members of the Procyon family. Unlike swift predators, Nyctereute species are more gatherers than hunters. Notably, they have the rare ability to enter torpor or even hibernate during harsh winter months. They can remain hidden underground for weeks when snow depth exceeds 20 centimeters, a behavior not observed in any other canid species. During the Pleistocene epoch, most species in this genus went extinct, leaving only two that survive today: the common raccoon dog and the Japanese raccoon dog. The Japanese raccoon dog, commonly known as tanuki, is native to Japan and found in habitats from temperate forests to mountain regions. It holds a strong place in traditional Japanese culture, often seen in folklore as a symbol of luck, shapeshifting, and cleverness. The genus Vulpes is the most diverse group within the Vulpini tribe. Known as true foxes, they are smaller than most other canids and have non-retractable claws adapted for digging. Their large, upright triangular ears help amplify faint sounds, allowing them to detect prey beneath soil or snow. Among the 12 extant species, each one showcases a clear model of adaptation to a specific environment. Blanford's fox lives among rocky terrain in Central Asia and the Middle East, with cat-like curved claws and bare paw pads for climbing. Fennec fox is the smallest canid, weighing just 0.7 to 1.6 kilograms. Its ears can reach 135 millimeters, ideal for heat dissipation and locating prey under the Sahara sand. Cape fox lives in South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Botswana, adapted to dry grasslands with silvery fur that reflects harsh sunlight. Pale fox, found in the Sahel, is a desert specialist capable of enduring intense heat and prolonged drought. Ripple's fox ranges across North Africa and the Middle East, inhabiting sandy and rocky deserts or tree scrub regions. Corsac fox is found in the dry steppes of Central Asia. At higher elevations, the Tibetan fox lives on the Tibetan Plateau and Ladakh between 3,505 and 5,212 meters. Bengal fox is endemic to the Indian subcontinent, ranging from the Himalayan foothills to the southern plains. Moving to central and northern Mexico and the southwestern United States, especially in saltbush deserts and sagebrush near human settlements, is the kit fox. Swift fox is smaller and lighter, found across the North American prairies. It digs dens for shelter and raising pups. This species has made a strong comeback after local extinction in Canada and was listed as threatened by the Committee on the Status of Endangered Wildlife in Canada in 2021. But the most prominent of all is the red fox, the largest and most widespread species in the Vulpes genus, with 47 recognized subspecies distributed across the Northern Hemisphere, from North America and Europe to Asia. It was also introduced to Australia for sport hunting. The red fox is well known for its intelligence, survival adaptability, and highly strategic feeding behavior. It is an omnivore but leans towards small vertebrates, with rabbits and especially voles making up a significant portion of its diet. It hunts using a distinctive pouncing technique, leaping into the air and diving down to catch prey. During berry or nut abundance, the red fox shows food hoarding behavior. It buries food in dens or at scent-marked spots to relocate later. This is a clear example of intelligent planned foraging strategy. Meanwhile, The Arctic fox is renowned for its remarkable adaptations to the harsh conditions of the northern tundra. This species is found across the entire Arctic region of North America, Europe, and Asia, from Greenland and Iceland to northern Canada, from Scandinavia to the Bering Islands, and along Siberia, forming a distinctive circumpolar range. With a rounded body, short ears, thick tail, and pure white winter coat offering maximum insulation, the Arctic fox can maintain a stable body temperature in extreme cold, where temperatures often drop below -50 degrees Celsius. The word lagopus in its scientific name means harefoot, referring to a unique trait: dense fur covering its feet, which helps retain heat and aids in moving across snow and ice. Its summer coat shifts to grayish or dark brown, depending on its morph white or blue reflecting independent genetic lineages that evolved in different geographic regions. During the long winter, it preys on small rodents like lemmings and voles, key food sources during the breeding season. As the snow melts, its diet expands to include bird eggs, chicks, fish, invertebrates, and even carrion. On drifting sea ice, Arctic foxes often follow polar bears, feeding on leftover scraps from bear kills. Although they have few natural predators, mainly golden eagles, wolves, and bears, their greatest threats now come from climate change and habitat encroachment by the red fox. As global temperatures rise, tundra habitats shrink, reducing the Arctic fox's range. At the same time, the larger, more dominant red fox has pushed farther north, directly occupying and overtaking Arctic fox territories. Due to its specialized adaptations and hunting behavior, the Arctic fox is considered a biological indicator of the impacts of global climate change. However, in the Fennoscandian region, the situation is far more dire: extinct in Finland, critically endangered in Norway, and endangered in Sweden. While true foxes represent the peak of morphological diversity and ecological adaptation, the genus Orochion is considered the most basal surviving lineage among all modern canids. This genus currently includes 2 living species, the gray fox and the island fox, which is endemic to California's Channel Islands. Island foxes inhabit 6 of the 8 main Channel Islands, with 6 distinct subspecies unique to each island, reflecting long-term isolated evolution under the specific ecological conditions of each island. In addition, an undescribed population known as the Cozumel fox exists on Cozumel Island, off the eastern coast of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. Fossils show that this population has a small body size, a clear case of island dwarfism. Preliminary genetic data suggests the Orochion on Cozumel has been isolated from the mainland for at least 5,000 years and is likely a distinct subspecies or an entirely new species yet to be formally recognized. Meanwhile, the gray fox has a natural range that stretches from southern Canada to northern South America, covering much of North and Central America. Its tree-climbing ability allows it to evade predators while expanding its foraging and resting spaces. The gray fox also exhibits food-hoarding behavior, often marking storage sites with scent glands or urine, a strategy that helps it relocate food and deter competition from other species. From the depths of the Amazon rainforest to the rugged landscapes of Australia, every wild canid species plays a vital role in maintaining the ecological balance of its habitat. But in the face of climate change and mounting habitat challenges, which canid do you think has the greatest potential to adapt and thrive in the long run? Drop your thoughts in the comments, follow the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the exciting surprises waiting in the next chapter.